Imagine standing in a world built on shadows and whispers, where every smile hides a secret and every truth is chained behind lies. You thought you were just a player in their game, but no, you were the spark waiting to set it all ablaze. Today, the masks are melting, the lies are cracking, and the truth, it's exploding like wildfire inside you, ready to tear down every fake wall around you. Feel that fire? That's you waking up, breaking free, becoming unstoppable. This isn't just a story, it's your revolution. So buckle up, because what you're about to hear will shake your soul, ignite your courage, and light the path to your real power. And hey, if you're ready to burn the old down and rise like a blaze, please like, comment, and subscribe to Twist Mind. Let's set the world on fire, together. They dressed it up beautifully, didn't they? The world. So clean, so perfect on the outside. Like a grand theater with glowing lights, velvet curtains, and golden applause. From the day you opened your eyes, they handed you a role, not a name, not a purpose, just a role. A script to follow. Smile when they say smile. Sit when they say sit. Applaud for people who haven't earned it. Cry behind closed doors, but never in front of them. You were told to stay in character, to never mess with the play, because the audience wouldn't like that. But you always felt it. Deep down, behind the layers of noise, something didn't fit. Something was fake. Something was rotten behind all that polish. While everyone else clapped and laughed and wore their masks with pride, you were the one asking, what's really behind that curtain? And then, one day, you peeked. Just a glimpse. Just enough to see what they didn't want you to. The truth wasn't pretty. The smiles were plastic. The applause was rehearsed. The heroes were cowards and the villains were victims. And everything they told you to believe was just part of the act. That moment changed everything. You weren't just another actor in their play. You became something far more dangerous. An observer, a thinker, someone who refused to pretend anymore. They dressed it up beautifully, didn't they? The world. So polished, so shiny, so fake. Like a circus pretending to be a castle. Glittering lights, velvet curtains, golden applause echoing through empty hearts. From the second you opened your eyes, they handed you a costume and shoved a script into your hands. Play your part, they said. Don't question it. Smile when it hurts. Clap when it's hollow. Cry, but only when no one's watching. What? You were expected to perform instead of live. And everyone around you, wow, they bought into it like it was magic. They danced to invisible music, applauding puppets, praising shadows. But you weren't built for that. Deep inside you, a fire kept whispering, this isn't real. And one day, boom, you cracked the surface. You peeked behind the curtain. Just a flicker. Just long enough to see the truth, gasping for breath. The heroes? Cowards dressed in gold. The applause? Rehearsed noise. The rules? Made to cage you. That was the moment your old self died, and the real one opened its eyes. No. You weren't an actor anymore. You became the wild card, the observer, the spark that doesn't just light a fire, it burns the whole stage down. And, they hated it. They feared it. Because people like you, you're unpredictable. You don't bow when they expect it. You don't cheer when the lie wins. You stare straight through the mask, past the glitter, into the rot they've been hiding. And it scares them. Because you're not broken by what you see. You're reborn by it. You became the one who laughs when others flinch. The one who stands when the crowd kneels. The one who says no more lies. while the world begs you to stay silent. They thought you'd never notice, that you'd stay lost in their illusion forever. But not you. You didn't just see the truth, you became it. The curtain, ripped, burnt, gone. And now, you're holding the pen. You're not part of their scene anymore. You're writing your own act, raw, honest, dangerous. Because you don't want their applause anymore, you want the truth. And the truth is this: the world is still performing, still pretending, still clinging to its pretty lies. But you've walked off their stage. You've stepped into the light with nothing but your scars, your truth, and your power. And guess what? The spotlight is finally yours. No. You didn't fall because you were weak. You fell because the ground beneath you was never real. They made it look solid, smooth, safe. But it was glass, baby. Thin, polished glass covering a pit full of lies. And you walked across it, smiling, trusting, believing like they wanted you to. Until crack, you heard it. That sound. That sharp, spine-twisting sound of reality breaking underneath your feet. And wow, that was it. That was the moment everything changed. They told you the system was strong, that the rules made sense, that life was fair. Ha! You laugh now, right? Because the only thing strong was your belief in the lie. The lie itself, flimsy, weak, hanging on by threads. You didn't fall because the truth was hidden. You fell because they never expected you to start looking. Every time you asked why, they gave you noise, flashy things, distractions. Oh look, success. Oh look, love. Oh look, followers and filters and golden trophies handed out like candy to the loudest clown. But deep inside you, something didn't sit right. Goosebumps, rage, stillness, a voice whispering, no, this ain't it. And when you finally looked past the surface, boom, it all shattered. The truth wasn't even that deep. It was just buried under comfort. They didn't hide it in darkness. They hid it in plain sight, underneath praise, smiles, and empty promises. They didn't need chains to trap you. They used doubt. They used fear. They convinced you to stay blind. And that's what gave their lies power. Not truth. Not strength, just your silence, but not anymore. Now your eyes, laser sharp, focused. You don't just see what they show, you see what they hide. The lie in their handshake, the truth behind their trust me, the cracks in their perfect little worlds. And that scares them, because you don't need to raise your voice to break them. You just need to see clearly. They depended on your confusion. But now you move like a shadow with fire in your chest. Every step you take is a threat to their illusion. You're not fooled by pretty words or fake leaders or plastic dreams. You cut through it all with eyes that burn. And the best part? You're just getting started. They thought they were safe as long as you weren't watching. But now you see everything. And the more you see, the more it all crumbles. So laugh, smirk. Stand tall. You've earned this sight. You didn't get it by chance, you suffered for it. And now, the lies have nowhere left to hide, because your vision isn't soft anymore. It's steel, it's lightning, it's fire. And every time they speak now, you hear the silence behind the words. Every time they smile, you spot the fear behind their eyes. You're not living in their maze anymore. You burn the map. You're building your own world. Because once you start looking, really looking, the game's over. Boom. No, don't ever mistake that burning in your chest for weakness. That sharp sting, those sleepless nights, the tears nobody saw, that wasn't you breaking. That was you waking up. It's easy to think pain means you failed. But nah, that's exactly where you start. Pain isn't a curse. It's a warning light flashing red, screaming, something's wrong here. Pay attention. Every ache you tried to hide, every moment you felt crushed under the weight of silence, it was your soul's way of shaking you awake. They told you to swallow it, to keep smiling, to pretend it didn't hurt. But deep inside, your pain was a roaring fire, an alarm you couldn't ignore. That fire wasn't meant to burn you down. It was meant to burn away everything fake, everything holding you back. Oh wow, when you finally realized this, goosebumps hit hard. You realized pain was your fiercest ally, not your enemy. Those nights you thought you were alone, the world was asleep, but your spirit was wide awake, screaming, demanding more truth, more freedom, more real. You cried because you saw the lies everyone else pretended not to see. You screamed inside because the cage was tight, the masks were suffocating, and the world was so damn noisy with distractions. But pain didn't break you. It taught you how to feel deeper than the crowd. It taught you how to fight harder than the weak. It gave you the strength to stand when others fell. You became the one who doesn't run from the storm but dances in the thunder. Because you learned that feeling everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, means you're alive, raw, and ready to fight for what's real. That's power. Pure, unfiltered power. And oh, the rage that comes with it. Not the kind that destroys, but the kind that fuels. That dangerous fire burning under your skin, pushing you forward, telling you, no more lies, no more pretending, no more silence. It's like a spark that lights up a dark room, showing you the cracks and shadows that were hidden before. You learned that pain isn't the end. It's the start of the war to break free from what held you captive for so long. So when you feel that pain rising, don't hide it. Don't shame it. Own it. Let it scream inside you like a battle cry. Because every tear, every heartbreak, every moment of despair was preparing you for this, to rise from ashes, stronger, sharper, untouchable. And guess what? You're not the same person who walked into that fire. You're the one who came out blazing. So laugh in the face of pain. Dance with it. Let it remind you that you're not a victim. You're a fighter. The pain you felt wasn't a sign you failed. It was a signal you were alive enough to break the chains. And now, nothing can stop the fire that pain lit inside you. Look at them, so confident behind their masks, thinking those fake smiles could fool the world forever. But oh, how quickly things change when you bring the heat. You didn't just stand there quietly. You became the fire they never saw coming. Masks, no matter how carefully crafted, can't hold under pressure. They melt, they crack, they fall apart. And guess what? You are the heat. You're the wildfire burning through every layer of pretense, every lie that was glued on with desperation and fear. That's power, silent but unstoppable. They thought you'd keep playing their game, nodding along like everyone else. But no, you're a different breed. You walk into the room, and suddenly everything shifts. The air thickens, the smiles falter, and the glitter fades away. Because your fire doesn't ask for permission, it demands truth. You don't need to yell to break them down. Your presence alone shakes the ground beneath their carefully built facades. The more they try to hide, the more their masks slip, revealing fear, weakness, and cracks no one dared to expose before. And you watch it all, not with anger, but with a fierce excitement that only comes from knowing you hold the power to change everything. They want you to be quiet, to blend in, to be just another mask wearer. But you laugh, yeah, that low, dangerous laugh, because you're no actor. You don't fake strength. You live it. You don't pretend to care. You know what matters. You don't bow to the crowd. You break the stage. Every mask that falls is a victory. Every fake smile replaced by truth is a step closer to freedom. And the best part? The fire you carry isn't fueled by hate or revenge. It's powered by freedom. Freedom from the chains of lies, freedom from silence, freedom from playing a part you never wanted. You're not here to destroy people. You're here to destroy illusions. You're here to make sure that no one else has to live in a world where masks rule the day. So bring on the heat. Let the masks melt. Let the truth scream louder than ever. Because you are the fire starter, the one who lights the way when everything else is dark. And that, my friend, is pure, unshakable power. Boom. The truth in your hands isn't a whisper anymore. It's a ticking bomb, loaded with everything they hoped you'd never find out. And guess what? You're the one holding the trigger. They buried it deep, wrapped it tight in silence and shadows, thinking you'd never reach it. But here you are, calm and steady, ready to pull the pin. Not because you want chaos, but because you need change. The truth isn't loud or violent. It's explosive because it shatters the foundations they built on lies. It's not just words. It's a force that rearranges the world around you. When you hold that bomb, you're not carrying anger or revenge. You're carrying power, responsibility, and the courage to end the game they've been playing for too long. They believed their control was unbreakable, that their stories were permanent. But stories change when someone wakes up, when someone decides to stop pretending and starts revealing the hidden cracks. You didn't stumble onto the truth by accident. You hunted it, piece by piece, with eyes that never blinked at their distractions. And now, with that truth in your grip, you don't need to scream or fight. Your presence alone is enough to make the ground shake under their lies. You hold the kind of power that silences rooms, that makes the arrogant bow, that forces shadows to run for cover. It's not about destruction, it's about rebirth. Because when truth explodes, it clears the old debris to make space for something new, something real. And here's the wildest part. You don't need permission to pull that trigger. You don't need their approval or understanding. Your power isn't granted, it's claimed. You're the quiet before the storm, the calm in the chaos, the eye that sees through the madness. When you decide to release the truth, it doesn't just change your life, it shakes the world. People will panic, cry, and run, but they'll never forget the moment the bomb dropped. You're not just holding truth, you are the truth, raw and unstoppable. So take a deep breath, steady your hand, and get ready. Because once the trigger's pulled, there's no going back. The lies will fall. The masks will shatter. And the new world? It starts with you. Whoa, let me tell you something. Change isn't quiet. It doesn't tiptoe in wearing soft slippers. No, change storms in like a hurricane, tearing down everything that dares to stand in its way. And when you change, when you truly transform into someone who refuses to settle for lies and half-truths, the whole world around you starts shaking. It's wild, unpredictable, and honestly a little scary. But here's the secret. That shaking, that's a sign you're doing it right. When you change, you break the chains that held not just you, but everyone around you. You disturb the comfort zones of people who thrived on your silence. You make the ground so unstable that old systems, old beliefs, and fake friendships can no longer hold their shape. And boy, do they resist. You'll hear whispers, feel eyes burning into your back, and maybe even catch a few fake smiles trying to hide their fear. But that's the music of transformation, the sound of your power echoing through a world that thought you'd stay the same. You see, change isn't about becoming someone new. It's about becoming who you really are. That fierce soul who's been buried under lies, fear, and expectation. When that soul wakes up, the atmosphere shifts. people around you suddenly realize they can't push you down anymore. You don't walk the same path as before, you blaze your own trail. And this change, it doesn't just ripple, it crashes like thunder, forcing everyone to take notice. Some will try to pull you back, pull those curtains closed again. But no, you're a storm that can't be stopped, and every shake you cause is a victory. Every tremor is proof that your growth is bigger than their fears. So laugh with that wildfire in your eyes. Own the chaos you create, because it means you're breaking free, breaking chains, and building a life that's unstoppable. Remember, shaking is just the old falling away. It's the universe's way of clearing the stage for your next act. One where you're the star, the writer, the director of your own story. And trust me, once you start shaking, nothing stays the same. So get ready. The world around you is trembling, and it's because you've changed. And that, my friend, is the most dangerous, powerful thing anyone can do. The truth is no longer hiding. The masks have fallen. And you've stepped into a power they never saw coming. Remember, the fire inside you is unstoppable. It's the light that melts every lie, every doubt, every cage. So keep that flame alive. Keep fighting, keep rising, keep rewriting your story. And if this fire burned something inside you today, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Twist Mind. Because this is just the beginning. And together we're about to change everything. Stay dangerous, stay real, stay unbreakable.